Would I buy crypto.com or the CRO token in the bear market? This one's pretty interesting to me because I just made a video a couple days ago on FTX, their FTT token, and I think about these two platforms, places where you can buy different cryptocurrencies, take advantage of different things, and which one do I think is going to be the winner between these two? Which one is going to gain the largest share in the American marketplace, at least? We have Binance in Asia, so what about America? And I think it's going to be FTX. Crypto.com, you can see Matt Damon on the screen behind me. They have a lot of partnerships with Formula One, with Ultimate Fighting. They have a lot of sponsorships. The arena formerly known as the Staples Center in Los Angeles, California. They have a lot of money pouring into different things, an NFT platform, a DeFi platform, and yet I think FTX is going to be the bigger player in this industry. And yet, if it's between crypto.com and FTX as to which I would buy in the bear market for hopes of greater returns in the next euphoria phase, it's clearly crypto.com for me. And so let me explain why. So just looking at coinmarketcap.com, when I made the FTX video, they were right next to each other. I think FTX was 22 and CRO was 20, or FTX was 21, CRO was 22. Ethereum Classic had a pump over the last few days, so it's gotten right between those two. That'll be my next video. And so I've just been thinking about the two of these together. But if you look at the FTX chart, this was the big thing that I said, is that it's not enough of a value for me just looking at the chart. It did have something similar, something like a blow off top. I would call this right here, what we're seeing here, a blow off top. And yet right now it's down about 60% from its peak. When I think about cryptocurrencies that I expect to put in a higher high in the next 4 years, what I want is for those cryptocurrencies to go down as much as possible in bearish times. You know, Cardano went down. That's the big one that I use. It's 99%, went down 99% from its peak to its bear market bottom, and then put in a higher high in 2021. So people who invest in Cardano in the bear market got as much as 150x, you know? And so looking at this, it's like even if FTX does a 3x from its peak this cycle to its peak next cycle, that is, well, I mean, that's a pretty good return. That's a 9x return, but you really could get 20, 50, 100x possible returns here. And so I'm looking at something like crypto.com. Do I think that crypto.com is going to put in a higher high next cycle? I do, yeah. I think that a lot of the stuff they're doing that they haven't reached anywhere near peak saturation, that they will grow as a platform. And then, so with that question in mind, looking at their peak of about 90 cents in November of 2021, and then seeing their bottom here, they've bottomed out under 10 cents, I believe. I mean, that's about almost a 90% drop, and maybe they'll drop even more. And so I think about this, and I think if it only gets back to its previous cycle top, as of today's price, we're looking at like a 7.5x. But what if it goes, you know, twice as much as the previous cycle top, or even beyond that? I mean, so far within this cycle, the crypto market has peaked at around $3 trillion, and maybe the next cycle, the crypto market would peak between $6 and $10 trillion. And I would expect the CRO token to take a share of that. And so I've already talked about certain things. I've talked about the charts, thinking whether or not this cryptocurrency is going to put in a higher high. I do think it will. I do think that it is going to grow over the years as the cryptocurrency sphere in general grows, but that FTX would probably grow more as they acquire pretty much everything under the sun. But you know, thinking about how crypto.com is going to grow in its own sphere, I mean, we have the platform, we have the DeFi platform, which is still very young, very new, and that is growing as well, and it's getting connected with a lot more platforms. When they first started, they were connected with VVS and with Beefy Finance and with a couple other things, but not that much. And the more I log into that platform, the more I see that their DeFi ecosystem is growing. And they also have an interesting NFT platform. This one is unique unique because you're not trading in CRO when you buy NFTs on here. You're trading in dollars, which I don't mind. It's because it's like when I go to magiceden.com and I buy something in Solana, my mindset is just one Solana equals one Solana. But we've seen Solana get up to what, $140 and as low as 20 something dollars. And still on that website, you see a lot of the mentality is one Solana equals one Solana. But what if one day one Solana equals zero? I mean, I don't think that's happening anytime soon, but it's possible. I'd rather, even though I hate the dollar, I'm not a fan of the dollar, I'd rather trade NFTs in dollars. And so if this is something that can grow over time, then they have potential here in trading in the U.S. currency over their own cryptocurrency. And here's the thing. I mean, if we're going to talk about different partnerships that they've had, I don't know where to find this, but I mean, they have had with, I clicked on a tab titled Celebrities. They have had a ton of people sign up to have NFTs dropped on their platform. I would expect that to be able to grow as well. Why is it that they're going to crypto.com and not going as much to Magic Eden or to salonart.io or even to OpenSea or anything like that? There are a lot of people, a lot of famous artists, but a lot of like just entertainers, musicians. I think like Snoop Dogg had something. He had a partnership with Babblex, but like some rappers had something dropping here. I think UFC. I mean, they already had a partnership with UFC. They have a collection here. There's a lot of things from well-known people that I think is going to draw people to this platform. And so, yeah, do I think crypto.com as a place where you can buy cryptocurrency, you can buy NFTs, you can take advantage of the wonders of DeFi? Do I think it's going to continue to grow over the years? Absolutely. I have very little doubt about that. So really, the only question remaining is its tokenomics, because I don't want tokenomics that are going to be too inflationary if I'm going to buy crypto.com or CRO or Kronos, they call it that, anytime soon. And so the research that I've done on their tokenomics, it's not that bad. They had an initial supply of 30 billion tokens, and the plan is over the years to burn 70 billion tokens. So they've been burning, but here's their allotment. So the 30 billion initial supply, 20 billion capital reserve, 5.5 billion community development, 10.4 billion, et cetera, 20 billion, 20 billion. And you can get the crypto.com credit card and get cash back in your CRO. That's a way of that will increase the supply, even though some is getting burned. But just trying to put the pieces together here, this is where CoinMarketCap is very helpful. We have the market cap of $3.1 billion, which, man, that peaked over $30 billion earlier within the last year. But then the fully diluted market cap, $3.786 billion. So that means about 20% of their supply is going to be added to the system over the years. There's plenty of other cryptocurrencies that I could compare that to. I can compare it to Avalanche, which, even though I am very impressed with Avalanche and I think that Avalanche is going to do well, Avalanche still has a lot of their supply that needs to be released. I mean, look at that market cap, 6.5 billion, but fully diluted market cap, 16 billion. And so Avalanche's supply is going to, and a lot of that's going to happen over the next couple of years. So this is one in particular that I'd more likely wait on, not WADE. FTX in comparison as well, their market cap's 3.7 billion, fully diluted market cap a little under 10 billion. So they still have a lot of their supply that will be released into the ecosystem over the years. I mean, I do want to be clear on this. Like Cadena's market cap is 15% or 16 or 17% now, their fully diluted market cap, but that's going to take place. The mining of Cadena is going to take place over a 100-year period. So it's not like it's all going to be dumped on the market, even though I'm not too excited about how inflationary it is. But I mean, you compare all of these to crypto.com, and crypto.com looks pretty good as far as not needing to worry. I just wouldn't worry at all about how inflationary this cryptocurrency is. So with all that being said, looking at this chart, expecting a higher high next cycle, but even if it only did a retracement to like a 618 fib level, crypto.com is going to be a pretty safe bet to get into. And so I would give this a strong recommendation for the next cycle, whenever that may be, because I mean, I have been preaching that we need to kind of get out of this mindset that 4-year cycles will happen every time, but it's much more related to monetary debasement and monetary policy tightening and loosening. We're in a period of tightening as I'm making this video. Maybe we'll enter a period of loosening in late 2022, early 2023. So anyway, that doesn't have much to do with Crypto.com's token, but this is something I'd be accumulating right now for the next run. And in comparison to FTX, if I think FTX is going to be more successful over the long run, I would think of FTX as something that, I will, maybe one day I'll own $10,000 worth of CRO, and then another day I'll own zero. Maybe for FTX, I'll own $10,000 worth of FTX, and then another day I'll own like $3,000 worth of it. I'll sell at peaks, hopefully, but I won't sell. I won't sell all of my FTX, where I probably would sell all of my CRO. So that's the difference between the two. But yeah, I hope this video was helpful. I hope that you enjoyed. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, or if you're watching this far into the future, I hope that this is still relevant and it's still an opportunity for you to see some kind of prosperity from investing in this cryptocurrency. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section, and I will most certainly be seeing you in another video. Peace.